Hello, everybody. Welcome to OnPoint Mentors. Today we have Ray Espineli. Ray's a strategic advisor and international capital markets, investment banking, and merchant banking professional. Ray's also an entrepreneur, a highly sought-after speaker, and a global business strategist. Now, Ray's based in Hong Kong with over 30 years of international cross-border business experience. Welcome, Ray.
Hi, how are you, Celia?
Good, how are you?
Good.
We're matching, we're both in blue today.
I know, it's a good sign.
That is a good sign, good. So Ray, we're asking everybody, if you could share one piece of advice on how to help your clients manage their emotions in a divisive world, what would it be?
I think that one piece of advice would be to always remain present. Be aware of your situation in the present moment. Be aware of your surroundings, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. That awareness is the first step. The second step is to look at those emotions without any judgment, those thoughts, those feelings, and deeply understand them. And through understanding, you'll be able to detach a bit and not be as reactive to those emotions. The third step is that lack of reactivity allows you to make choices about how you're going to respond, either internally to your own thoughts or externally to someone that you may be speaking with. And that's basically, in a nutshell, the advice: to be present, to be aware, and to be able to take control, to not be reactive, take control of your actions. It's easier said than done, I must say, though.
I was just going to ask you, do you have any tips on how to, you make it sound so easy, but we all know in this real world, it's a little bit difficult.
It is. And I think that if you're interacting with someone, and maybe that's where the tire hits the road, you're interacting with someone, and you, the first step is when you first contact that individual or that person, you need to be aware of your own emotions and your emotional state. And by being in the present moment, you're not bringing the baggage of the past in, either the last meeting you were in or your last interaction with that individual. And you're not bringing in the expectations of the future. You're fully present on what's happening, what's going on, and that interaction that's taking place with that individual. So that's very important, that you bring no attachment into that present moment.
Right.
So then once you're there, right, it's important that you value and respect that individual that you're speaking with, right? Because they're another human being. We're all born alone. We all die alone. And we do this thing called living in between. And it's something all of us share. So it's important that you respect and value that individual that you're speaking to. The second thing is that it's important that you actively listen to what that individual is saying. So you are sincere, you're open, you hear every word, you evaluate, you think, you're actively listening and actively engaged, which is very, very important. And you take the position in a way in this process to stand in that other individual's shoes, so that you not only understand, but you feel what that individual is feeling. And then the third step is to sincerely ask, and be willing to offer help. How can I help to make your situation better? And to be sincere about it if you can, right? And I think that these basic steps allow you to be less reactive, allows you to approach each situation sincerely and authentically,
right,
and allows you to take action and say, look, I'm really willing to help you. How can I help you to make your situation better? And if you take that attitude, you demonstrate kindness, empathy, compassion. And I think that the world needs a little bit more compassion than we've been seeing in our news feeds.
Right.
We unfortunately are now in a world where we're globally connected, but individually isolated. Our technology allows us to basically create echo chambers where we're so used to hearing our own voice coming back at us. Then when a new voice comes in, we reflexively think about it as dissonance. So it's important to not be attached, to listen to those voices, and to evaluate them sincerely and honestly, and then make a decision how you want to react.
Right.
The key thing is to not give up control. And when you're reflexive, you give up control. That's my advice.
Can you give us a specific example of how you managed to help someone, one of your clients perhaps, manage their emotions when they were getting heated?
I think what a lot of clients feel when they're at least in an emotional state, it's often fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of financial distress. And in that process of fear, there's enormous baggage that's being brought into the present moment. There's, the baggage of the past. Maybe they lost their job, or there's a conflict in the office, or past deals that they've worked on that hasn't worked out. And there's the baggage of the future, the expectations of what all the imaginary horribles that could happen, and perhaps all of the potential gains that have not come yet. So I think that it's very, very important. What I tell my clients is to focus on the present moment and to objectively look at all of the factors that you have before you, and then make choices. So it is very difficult to do when you're under enormous amounts of financial pressure, especially now we're in the middle of COVID-19. There's an enormous amount of pressure to capital raise, because let's say if you're a financial institution, your balance sheets are going to get hit.
Right.
And you're going to experience some non-performing assets and non-performing loans. And in this process, you've got to remain present, manage that portfolio, and at the same time to be able to continue to capital raise. And that capital raising, you have to think out of the box.
Right.
Business lines, new ways to market your company. So while you've got a rear guard action in terms of managing your current portfolio, you've got to be forward looking in terms of maybe more fee revenue generating businesses that you're looking towards in the future. So this is this balance of, doing your very best to focus on the present moment without any of the noise that you may hear.
Wow, that's terrific advice. I know you've got such wisdom, especially in the financial markets. It must just be so volatile all the time, but I think it's such a skill. Especially, you were on the trading floor for a while, right, when you were younger?
That's right. Basically in the bond business.
Yeah, so the emotions were running crazy back then, right?
Well, it's important to control your emotions, especially on the trading floor, because you will make decisions. You've got to make fast decisions, but those decisions have to be done rationally.
Right.
You'll have to think through those decisions in a rational manner, not be attached. And once you make those decisions, you got to leave it. There's no second guessing.
That's true.
Because the minute you make a decision, everything changes. So all the options and opportunities change. There is no going back, because that door has been closed, and new opportunities, by you making that decision, a new set of opportunities have opened up. And so the idea is to focus on those new opportunities and not look back. So it is it's critical to remain present and not, you have enough problems, enough issues to deal with in the present moment without bringing in, the baggage of the past and the imaginary horribles of the future.
Right.
And everything, our only reality is in the present moment.
Right. That's terrific advice. I especially like the baggage in the past. And Who knew we had baggage in the future too? Right?
Well, because we tend to either, over glamorize
Right.
that potential future, or we create imaginary horribles.
Right.
In the same way, we do the same with our past. We either over glamorize the past.
Right.
It was much better in the past, and it really wasn't, or it was really horrible in the past.
Right.
So, the idea is that is to forget about the past and the future. Let's focus on the reality of the present. And this really is where you can control the outcome.
Yeah. That is terrific advice, Ray. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us again at OnPoint Mentors. And I know we're going to just keep bringing you back because, you always give such great advice.
Thank you, Celia.
Thanks, Ray.
Bye-bye.